Hi, my name's Emily and this is my YouTube channel, Tabitha By M. Basically, I'm just going to be doing some different videos and things like that for what interests me that is not, like, obviously not going to work so well on my blog, like writing stuff out, like a cook with me obviously isn't going to work. So I decided to do this one tonight. I've just got home from work, got changed, fed my animals. It's about 7 o'clock. I got home from work a bit early and I decided that I'd do this video. So basically what I'm cooking is, I'm basically cooking a spaghetti squash. So I'm making baked spaghetti bolognese using a spaghetti squash, and it's using a paleo method. So let's get started. I've just got in the background is my dinner. I'm having some eggs on toast for dinner tonight. Yeah, my husband's not home till, they're not going to be home till late tonight, 9:30ish, because he's working in the city, so I'm going to have a quick and easy dinner myself. So the first step that needs to happen is to prepare the spaghetti squash. If you haven't done it before, I think there's different ways that you can do it. The way they talk about in the recipe, oh, hold on, just need to let my dog out. What you do is you puncture the spaghetti squash, then you cook it in the microwave for 5 to 7 minutes, they say. Then once it's softened, you cut it in half. And I've got the oven warmed up already at about 200 degrees. You cut it in half and you put it in the oven and let it cook for about 20 minutes. So the recipe that I got is from Primal Palette, a paleo food. It's a paleo website. They offer, I think they offer like spices and things like that. They have food products, but they also have some recipes on there which are really, really good. They reference this recipe from somewhere else, but what I'll do is in the description below, I'll put this recipe down the bottom. Now, obviously, it's a paleo recipe, but you can change it however you want to suit you and your dietary requirements. At the moment, I'll talk and do this at the same time. Now, just if you're cringing in the background, I am not I'm not a chef. So yeah, don't judge me based on my cooking, basically. I just need to concentrate while I do this bit. Okay, so now that I have done that, so basically what I've done is, you probably can't really see it, but I've scored this. So hopefully this is exactly what they're talking about. But anyway, I'm going to put this on a plate. In the microwave for 7 minutes. I say 5 to 7, but this is a big spaghetti squash, so I'm going to do it for 7. Let my dog back in. Yeah, so, well, that's cooking. So it's a paleo recipe, but you can change it however you want. So I'm trying to transition to paleo or paleo-ish type diet. It's what works for me, what works when I've eaten that way in health-wise. I've felt the best. Oh yeah, it's recording. So when I've eaten paleo previously, and I did it, and I felt really well. My gut felt well, I felt strong, I was lean, I was really healthy. And now, basically I did it until I went overseas about 4 or 5 years ago. And then I ate all the food in Italy and Europe, and then came back and never got back on the bandwagon. And I'm overweight at the moment, and you know, I want to clean up my gut. I've got some issues with my gut, and all of that. I'm tired all the time, and you know, I just don't feel well. You know, I'm overweight, so my clothes don't feel the way that I'd like. So I want to get back into eating well, and I've tried lots of things over time, and now I've started working with a functional nutritionist who has advised, based on what's going on with me, that this is the best way to get things sorted out. And I know, because I've done it, that I felt really well before. And I'll give things a crack, and then I will get tired or stressed and fall off the wagon, and then, you know, don't maintain it. And that's one reason I wanted to do this video today, was because there's so many people out there who are trying to change their diet or live a healthier lifestyle, and they constantly find that they can't maintain it, or something happens and they fall off the wagon. And so I just wanted to do this so that people know that you're not alone. Like, there are a lot of people out there who are struggling to make lifestyle changes, and I'm one of them. I'm really time poor at the moment. I leave for work early in the morning, I get home late at night. Tonight, getting home at 20 to 7 was is quite unusual for me. So, you know, I don't have a lot of time. And what I'm actually doing with this recipe is I'm preparing my lunch for the week. Now it's Monday today. I should have done it yesterday. And basically, if I don't prepare my lunches for the week and my breakfast, my food is shit for the week, because I just don't get time during the week to make and prepare food for myself for the next day. So today was really lucky, because what I actually did was on Saturday night we had fish, and I roasted some beetroot and some artichoke. So I had half of a roasted artichoke and some beetroot today left over, and half a piece of salmon. So I took that to work for lunch. But if I don't do this tonight, I have no food for the food lunches prepared for the rest of the week, and it gets expensive, and I eat rubbish. I don't go and have a healthy lunch, I'll have carby lunch. For me, and the way that I work, carbs and wheat like that, refined carbohydrates, really don't work for me. I feel bloated, I feel unwell, I feel sluggish. If I eat too much, I get constipated. Like, that's getting really graphic, but I don't do well. And everyone's different on what they can eat and how they lose weight or maintain their weight and their fitness. My husband, he can eat carbs, pure carb meal, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and he's fine. He doesn't he doesn't put on weight, he goes to the toilet, he doesn't get bloated, but that's his metabolism. Me, I'm the opposite. I get fat, I get bloated, I get constipated, whatever. So in order to start eating healthier and get myself in a cycle, now that I'm meeting with this functional nutritionist, the first step that I'm doing this week, because I tried last week and I bombed out, is I'm going to try and reduce the wheat and the refined grains. Now obviously tonight, because I'm home by myself, I'm doing this and that, and I'm transitioning. I'm gonna have some spelt toast with my eggs for dinner tonight. But I'm trying to reduce the wheat to as low as possible this week. And then next week, I'll look at maybe dairy, you know, yogurt, milk, things like that, and try and start cutting out that. I'm not seeing my nutritionist for about another 3 weeks, and then because I constantly struggle to maintain the changes, I've actually made the decision with her that I'm going to see her once a fortnight, and I'm doing a program with her, which I don't have all of the like details exactly, but basically you know, we'll go through what to eat. I check in with her every fortnight. She does my measurements and metrics and that sort of thing, and then it helps to keep me on track. And we talk nutrition, which I'm pretty interested in nutrition. It's not like I don't know that stuff. It's just when you're busy and tired, it's really hard to maintain. It can be challenging, and a lot of people do it really easily and it's a priority, but for me, I struggle because I get tired and stressed to maintain healthy eating. So that's what tonight is about. Basically, I'm preparing my lunch for the week. I'm just checking the microwave, which is down here. And I've got this recipe. So why didn't I get to do my prepare my lunch yesterday? Because we went down to Melbourne to my mum's. We left about 10:30. I live about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes away from my mum. And we went down and I helped her put together her compost bin, which was really hard and not something that she can easily do by herself. This compost bin is a really, really good compost bin, but it takes like and I'm mechanically minded, but the instructions on the compost bin say it takes 2 to 4 hours to put it together. I put mine together, which is exactly the same one, already last week. I did hers for her this week, and need the help of my husband. He had to help me. You couldn't do it by yourself. Like, you needed 2 people to like hold pieces and that sometimes. So I've just got my spaghetti squash out of the microwave. I'm hoping 7 minutes has been enough. I really don't know. And I'm just cutting it in half. Basically, the reason you put it in the microwave is so that you can cut it. And I am actually, aside from that core, able to cut it. So big squash, 7 minutes in the microwave, stab to let out the steam, so that I think that salt doesn't explode, and you're good to go. So if you haven't seen the spaghetti squash, because it's quite hot, because it's been in the microwave, this is what it looks like inside. So it's yellow like a pumpkin, and what you do is I'm going to bake it in the oven for 20 minutes to cook it, and then once it's done, you scrape out all that stuff in the middle, and then that's the seeds and the, I don't know what it's called, anyway, the stuff in the middle with the seeds, and then you scrape out the outer solid part. So then what you do is you use this part around here, and it comes out stringy, so I'll show you that when it's done. So, as you can see, I just got my baking tray out, and apparently they said you just put it face down. Is it face down or face up? I'm going to put it face up. I don't remember. In the microwave, in the oven for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to put this in. Hopefully it fits. So it's 7:15. So in about 20 minutes, about 25 to 8, I'm going to get it out. So some of you might already know me, if you're watching. Some people might already know me because I have another YouTube channel called The Simple Stitcher, where I do crafting, cross stitch type stuff. I decided to do this separate because I want to keep it in line with my blog, which is all about health and lifestyle and, you know, wellness. So my blog is basically about my journey to live a healthy, happy lifestyle, you know, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and financially. Basically, they're the 5 key things that I'm trying to, you know, get sorted out and live the ultimate quality of life in my life. So obviously health and you know, cooking and food and physical well-being fits in with that. So I decided to start a separate channel and keep the 2 separate, so that, and then record this one as part of that. Okay, so the next step in this is to in my fridge, is to make the sauce, the bolognese sauce. Now, if you go and look up the recipe for this, it calls for oregano and thyme. I'm not going to make the bolognese sauce like that. I'm going to make it the way I would make it myself. Not because it's not nice, just because I just like different spices and stuff like that. So, just grabbing the spices and that I want to put in. Okay, so I'm back. I just disappeared over there. So I'm going to include, oh, I forgot one of them. 2 seconds. Okay, so get myself out of the fry pan. Okay, so I've got my fry pan. Got my olive oil. Now I don't measure really, I just sort of add stuff to get the flavors that I want. So I've just put some olive oil in the pan. I called for brown onion and garlic, which I have some garlic. I've got pork mince, just because I don't eat lamb or beef mince at the moment. So I'm just cutting up, so I've just pulled out, they say a couple of cloves of garlic, I think it's like 2, I've pulled out like 3 bits of garlic, 1 deep, bigger size one and 2 smaller ones. Yeah, so basically my blog and this channel is pretty much going to be about anything that interests me, that I learn along the way, and that I think might help or someone else might be interested in. I don't have a real structure for the channel or anything at the moment, and it's probably going to like completely evolve and change as I go, depending on what interests me. But basically, I'm interested in health and nutrition, even though I'm not qualified, I'm not a nutritionist or anything by any stroke of the imagination, and I struggle to get my own shit together. But it still interests me, and it's something that I'm still, you know, trying to improve in my own life. I'm interested in, and we'll cover, you know, all things divine feminine, goddess, which I might even get into witchcraft and you know, and that sort of thing. I I'm really big on my spiritual growth. I'm into like developing your psychic abilities and all that sort of stuff. So basically I'm just going to share about all the stuff that interests me, and probably even, you know, at times when something pisses me off and, you know, annoys me, then I might even share about that, and, you know, or I have done actually already on my blog, and what the learning experience out of it was for me, because, you know, everything that triggers us is a learning opportunity. So that's what, you know, it's going to be about. And I'm not that structured, so yeah, I'll look at that. Okay, now, so the spices that I've picked out to go in this, I've got turmeric. I love turmeric. I add that to a lot of stuff. Not so much for its flavour. It's got like a bit of a muddy, darkish sort of flavour, but I like it. I have turmeric in. I make golden paste, and I have golden turmeric lattes. So I like it there. But also for the health benefits, it's really good for you. I love chili. I'm going to put some chili in mine. I've got paprika. I love paprika. I've got onion powder. I'm going to add a bit of onion powder. I don't have fresh brown onion, but I'm going to shove a bit of that in. And sometimes I add a little bit of, strange, sometimes I add a bit of nutmeg, which sounds weird, but I like nutmeg. So basically, and then I've got some salt and some pepper. I don't have quantities for any of this. I just shake it in until it looks right. So I chucked all of them in. And you're going to have to bear with me a little bit because this is the first cooking video I've ever done. So it could be a little bit of a like hodgepodge while I get my shit sorted out and I work out what I'm doing, and then I've recorded it and then I see how it plays back and that sort of thing. So just bear with, you have to bear with me. So I'm just chucking in my meat. I got about 500 grams of pork mince. Olive oil, so I'm not one of those people that know a sans olive oil. I love olive oil. So salt and pepper. This smells really good with all the spices and stuff. Now if you wanted to, because this is like baked, you could, because it's paleo, there's no cheese or dairy in it. But if you wanted to, and you eat dairy, you could add, when you do this, you could add some cheese and some dairy cheese if you wanted to, so you can get that, you know, more baked type thing. So then I've got some passata, tomato passata. I'm not sure yet how much of this I'm going to use. I'm just going to do it so that it's wet. And then what you do is the recipe says that you whisk 3 eggs up and then you put them in. So we'll do that. And then I've also got some balsamic. This is a trick that I picked up from Jamie Oliver. So if you don't have time to cook your sauce, you pass the sauce for ages. You know, to get that really nice rich flavour, what you do is you just add a dash of balsamic and it gives that richer flavour. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add a dash of balsamic so that, you know, it makes it a bit richer. Okay, so I'll speed this up now while that's cooking, and I'll come back when the meat's done and I'm ready to put in a dash of the balsamic and the sauce. Okay, so the pork is done. It smells amazing. Bang on effort on my part, considering like you saw how I did it. Anyway, so I'm just gonna add a dash. Actually, no, I'm not. Oh, like first I'm gonna add the sauce. Now, because I haven't done this before, I'm not really sure how much. They say, so in the recipe they say 2 cups of sauce. So 700 grams. So it's about 2 and a bit cups. But anyway, I'm just going to add some. Okay, I just added all of it. So I've added all of the jar of sauce, which was a 700 gram jar of sauce. I've got 500 grams of meat, 3 cloves of garlic, and then a mix of turmeric, paprika, chili, salt and pepper, and onion powder. And I'm just going to add a dash of the balsamic. And then mix it up. Turn it down so it doesn't stick everywhere. I think that's enough balsamic, but we'll see. Okay, so it's nearly time. So what they say in the recipe is you whisk together the 3 eggs. But you need to let your meat and your spaghetti squash cool before you put it in, because otherwise it can scramble the eggs. So I'll give the spaghetti squash a minute or so more. Then I'll get it out. But in the meantime, I'll just whisk together these eggs. I was tossing up whether to add a little bit of cheese to this, because obviously I'm not, oh sorry, I'll just keep that off. I'm not cutting out dairy this week. And that's going to be that's harder for me because I love dairy. I love milk. Whether or not it's good for you or not good for you, like whatever your beliefs are. My nutritionist wants me to cut it out, and that's fine. I'm going to try and do it, but I really love it, and I love turmeric, like golden lattes at night. Like I put milk, golden paste, a bit of vanilla, a bit of rice malt syrup for a bit of sweetness, because rice malt syrup doesn't have any fructose. And I do try to eat, even though I have been eating shit, I do try to eat as little sugar as possible. Rice malt syrup is sugar, but it's, from what I've learned, and the fructose component of the sugar, which is not good, regardless of whatever else, right? And then I put in, so what did I say? Milk, golden paste, a little bit of chili. Add whatever you like. I like the heat, so although the other night I did add too much, and I was determined to drink and not waste my milk, but it was hot. Anyway, and then a little bit of vanilla, either essence or vanilla bean. I've got a little vanilla bean grinder, and it's just delicious, and I really love it. It's so relaxing at the end of the night, and the turmeric's good for you and your gut and your health and mental wellness and stuff like that. Like, it's a really, really good spice to have it incorporate into your diet. And I know you can use almond milk and yada yada yada, but I like dairy, so it's going to be, next week's going to be the harder bit. But anyway, okay, so I've whisked the eggs. Sauce is cooking without spitting everywhere. Now I need to have a look at these. This spaghetti squash without killing myself. Let's see if it's cooked. Leave the other one in there. So basically what you should be able to do with spaghetti squash is, I'm armed with a spoon and a fork. So you scrape out the center. These fibrous seedy shit. Oh, and that's the other thing. I swear, and I swear in real life all the time. Well, not real life, but non-YouTube world all the time. So I will swear in my videos and in my blog and all of that. So yeah, it's just me, and you know, hopefully you're not offended by it, but if you are, it's me. So, and it's not really something that I'm going to change, or it's not something I'm going to change, it's something I've always done. So yeah, so that's probably the one and only expletive disclaimer that I'm going to put in my videos and my blog. Okay, so I've scraped out, I'm going to pick this up, hopefully I can get it back on the thing. I've scraped out the all the stuff from the middle, and then see how I've got the, now I've got the thing. I'll try and move it a bit closer. Excuse the camera being wobbled all over the place. So you can see what I'm doing with the, and we'll see. I'm not sure yet if it's ready. Hopefully this doesn't fall over. If the camera falls over, I'll just pick it up. I'll have to pick it up. So see what you do. Oh yeah, it's working. So you just get your fork and you shred. It's a little bit under, but it's going to get cooked more anyway. So I think it's a little bit under, but it's going to get cooked more, so it doesn't matter. Oh, it's hot. So you just pull the squash, the vegetable, away from the edges, and that's where it gets the name spaghetti squash from. You can see how it's got all these little stringy, sinewy bits. That's where it comes from. Now I'm going to get a bowl. Watch out, sorry, where'd you go? Which is under here. And I'm just going to put all of this. Hot, so it's a bit hard to handle. There's steam. Can you see the steam coming off it? Yeah. In here. But this will be really good because what it'll do is, like, as much as I don't like eating too much meat, and you say, well, you're on paleo, but you can do paleo, and basically it's, for me, it's really more about, rather than being paleo, because I'll probably eat gluten-free grains like oats and things like that. It's more about cutting out wheat and refined carbohydrates. I forgot my train of thought. I don't know why I started saying that. Yeah, it's completely skipped my mind. Anyway, so scrape all this out. So this is going to go in my compost bin, which I just got, which I'm really super excited about. I hate the amount of vegetable waste because, oh, that's what I was saying. Because I don't like eating too much. I don't like eating a lot of meat. But in this instance, you know, at least with this, I can add some extra vegetables from the night before. And you're getting some vegetables because you're incorporating the spaghetti squash into the meal. So, you know, it's, it's good for you. Because you're getting an extra dose of veggies that you may or may not already be getting at lunch. And like here in Melbourne, in Victoria, it's winter. And I don't know about you, but I've been finding that I'm really not interested in eating salads at the moment. Like my body has really just decided, like Craig loves salads, he'll eat salads all year round. But my body's just decided it's not interested in salads and that. So I'm not going to take a salad for lunch in place. Not at the moment. In summer, like other times I will, and I'm not a lettuce person either. I don't know about any of you, but lettuce just doesn't do it for me. I feel like it's a waste of a vegetable on the plate. So this is good because I get like a warm, satisfying lunch. I get extra vegetables. See how this is just pulling away? And you can't have too many vegetables. So you don't get fat eating vegetables. Put it that way. You don't get sick eating lots of vegetables. Well, I don't think you get sick eating lots of vegetables. Someone will probably have an example. Some person will have a explanation or an idea, but I don't believe you do. Okay, so get all this in here. Now I'm going to let this cool before I put that egg in, because obviously it is so hot, this spaghetti squash, it's just going to, it will just scramble the eggs. Okay, so that's it for now. So what I'm going to do is, while all this is cooking, cooling, I'm going to eat my dinner. sauce. So this is the sauce that I made. It smells really good, nice and rich and dark. And that part of that is the balsamic vinegar that I added. That just helps give it a little bit of that extra richness. Anyway, without making a giant mess, I'm gonna get that in here. I've flipped sauce everywhere. You see in there. And I'm just gonna mix it through. Okay, and I'm gonna let that cool for now. So I'm gonna pause the video, and once I've had dinner and this has cooled down a bit, I'll come back and we'll add the egg, and then we'll put it in the oven. Okay. Okay, so I'm back now. As you can see, so it's probably been sitting and cooling for about, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. Basically, it's still pretty hot, like you can still see the steam, but I've eaten my dinner. I'm a little bit worried it's gonna, still a little bit worried it's gonna scramble the, if in doubt, it might scramble the eggs, but I'm not waiting any longer because I need to get this in the oven so that it will cook. So you may or may not end up being scrambled spaghetti squash with scrambled eggs. But anyway, so I'm just gonna pour it in and hope that it doesn't scramble. Maybe if I don't mix it too much, it'll be good. Okay, so eggs are in. And then I've got two little trays, just bread trays, that's all I have. And I'm not greasing it, I can't be bothered, it's 8 o'clock at night. I just want to get these in the oven, so I've just lined it with a bit of baking paper. And I'm just going to pour this in. Even if it sticks a bit, I'm not too worried, just as long as I can sort of get it out. Actually, I might just do, I don't know whether I should do, nah, I better do two. Looks a little bit gross with that egg in there now, but anyway. This is the second one. Smaller, but that's okay. All right, so this is what I've ended up with. Two trays, one's slightly bigger than the other, and I'm going to put it in the oven. They say put it in the oven for about 35 minutes, so I'm going to do that now. So it's 8:05 now, so about 20 to 9 I'll pull it out, and I'll have a little taste and I'll tell you what it tastes like, and then yeah, that'll be it. All right, I'll see you soon. Okay, so it's 9:35. So the baked spaghetti squash bolognese, I had to think of what it was called then, ended up being in the oven for about an hour. Before I pulled it out. I checked it a couple of times, and in the end, I think I added extra sauce, and then obviously the spaghetti squash releases water as it cooks because it's a vegetable. So I probably, if I was doing it again, you know what they always say, follow the recipe to the exact letter. And I didn't do that, I just followed general guidelines. So, yeah, so because I added extra sauce, it took longer to cook down, so it was quite wet. So I left it in for extra time, and I turned the temperature up for probably the last 20 minutes. So this is what it ended up coming out like. Literally just pulled it out of the oven. It's got a little bit of char on it, but not much. It's just a little bit of dark. And then just needs to cool down. And the other one's the smaller one as well, which I've taken some out of. So this is a little bit that I'm gonna try. Slopped on the edge of the bowl. And I'll tell you what it tastes like. It's hot though, because I've literally just pulled it out of the oven because I want to go to bed. It's 9:30, I'm tired. Good. It's nice. It's not too wet, you can see. So I cooked it for long enough so that it wasn't wet anymore. I like the spices that I use, but that's my taste. Oregano and thyme are nice. I really like oregano and thyme, but yeah, they don't do it. I like what I chose better. Good. Tastes like baked pasta, except it's got vegetables instead of pasta. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. My first attempt at a cooking video, my first post for Tabitha by M, and I hope you like what I've shared. So I'll see you next time. Bye.